What's up, everybody? Good soup. My name is David Carter. I'm a former NFL player turned food justice activist. I used to play in the NFL, and I played for the Cardinals, the Cowboys. I went to UCLA, played football there. I was a defensive lineman. I was 300 pounds. That was like the lightest I was. I ate like a pig. I ate everything that I can get my hands on. I ate a lot of barbecue. I ate a lot of steaks. Like lamb was my favorite, dark meat chicken, Jack in the Box, all of that stuff, and just that would be like an after practice meal. I was young, 23, 24, dealing with high blood pressure, tendinitis. They had me on high blood pressure medication, anti-inflammatories, painkillers, all that stuff, because the tendinitis was so bad to the point that I couldn't either do like push-ups or like I was soaking in the tub. That's when I knew it was really bad. I was soaking in the tub because my whole body was just in pain from practice, right? And then I tried to lift myself out the bathtub, and it felt like somebody had took like a bat to my elbows, and I just collapsed. I was just like, oh my God. I used to be married at the time, and my wife, she was vegan. She was like, you should try it. You should eat healthier. And I was like, nah, you want me to lose my job? Like, what do you, like, I need to be 300 pounds. Like, I need to be big out here. And I just did a bunch of research and went online and reached out to a bunch of doctors and dietitians and nutritionists, plant-based bodybuilders and all this stuff, and just made the switch because I was like, I'm causing all of these old man illnesses that I'm dealing with at 23, 24, and I needed to make that change. I actually went back and played in the league again as plant-based, and I was 320, I gained weight. I lost the weight, I went down to 265 after going plant-based, but I got stronger. My bench press shot up to 465. I was only doing 315 for 5. And then my bench press shot up to 465 pounds.
I can do that too.
It was the best move ever, like as far as health goes, and I got stronger, faster, the mental clarity, all of these things. I do public speaking at universities all over about what is protein actually, and really making people think about the way that they eat and what we've been taught to believe is the right way to eat.
Let's also discuss what you tapped on, which was we're conditioned to believe that certain foods are good for us, and this is the diet that we should have in order to be healthy. If we are not set up for success and we don't have the options in our neighborhoods to actually choose, oh, I want to try out this vegan joint right here. That's not something that's given to us, and there's a reason why.
Food desert, a desert is something that God created, or whoever you believe in created, and there's no water there, it's barren lands, and that's natural forming, right? These food deserts, these are not deserts because someone geographically placed these areas there. They're systematically underserved communities. Understanding the history of these food deserts or systematically underserved communities, it all started back in the early 1900s, like 1910, right?
Wow.
And it started with our food system. What it used to be called was, our food system now is based off a thing called red zoning laws, right? And now, but originally in 1910, it was called Negro zoning laws, and that's what they actually were called, right? But that just basically yeah.
It's still that.
It's still that. It's just been rebranded, right? So, in Negro zoning laws, and that determined how resources were allocated. All resources, housing, loans, everything, cleaning services in the community, food, all of these things, right? And then in 1917, it was deemed, the Negro zoning laws, they were like, oh, that's a racist title, and it was deemed unconstitutional. And so they changed it from Negro zoning laws to racial zoning laws, like that was any better. And then in 1930, it was deemed unconstitutional again, so they changed it to red zoning laws. But like I said, they never changed anything about the actual law in itself. They just rebranded it, sugar-coated it, and the only thing that they actually changed about it was the subtext, where it had the racial identifiers, Black, Native American, Negro, and they changed it to blight. And the word blight means infestation, mildew, and mold. So they're referring to people of color as infestation, mildew, and mold. And this goes also is how the ghettos were created and the hoods. And, you know, like how you were talking about, we have these communities where there are no grocery stores, or we have the bodegas, we have the gun stores, we have the churches, we have those there, but then we don't have, then you go down the street to Manhattan, or you go down to, you know, now Prospect Park is being gentrified and all these communities, and now everything's coming in. And that was how, you know, these communities were created.
Just with the food alone, we know that it's addictive because of what's put in the food. But I also feel, and this is something that maybe you can touch on too, that it's a form of control and manipulation. So if I provide you, if I give you this pill that's going to keep you suppressed, that's going to keep you in a space of not being aware and not vibrating at a higher frequency, this will allow for your third eye to be calcified, and this will allow for you not to think outside of the box, to not want anything more. So let me make sure that this particular, these underserved communities stay that way.
Heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, all of these are food-related illnesses, right? And Hippocrates says, let food be thy medicine. And right now, food isn't our medicine, it's our worst enemy, because we're being poisoned out here, and we don't understand what it is that we're eating and how it's affecting us. We don't have that knowledge. It hasn't been given to us. We've been taken away from that. You are what you eat, right? 1 + 1 = 2. So if you eat shitty foods, then you know, then you're gonna have a shitty body. Like, I mean, it is what it is. And your brain is definitely part of your body. You know, people don't think about that. It's like your brain is, you know, your brain is made up of everything in your body. Every cell in your body is made up of what you put in it. So if you put unhealthy foods in your body, then it's definitely going to affect your brain. Your physical health definitely plays a big role in your mental health.